Buongiorno a tutti, oggi abbiamo un'altra giornata di dirette, abbiamo un ospite molto speciale, aspetto che un pochino si connettano. Ecco, abbiamo tra noi Marina Viotti. Sono veramente di avere questo ospite, parleremo un po' in inglese, così che sarebbe facile.
Ciao!
Hello!
Ciao, che piacere!
Anche per me, io so...
Hai visto?
Ah!
Abbiamo fatto la stessa cosa. Che
Wow!
bello. Come stai?
Bene, tu?
Molto bene, grazie.
Ma non sapevo parlavi l'italiano, un po' di italiano.
Lo parlo perché la mia nonna è italiana e mi ha parlato tante volte, però non ho la pratica e non ho il vocabolario.
No, vabbè, piano piano, però parli inglese e tu sei madrelingua francese?
Sì, 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 francese, anche svizzera, ma italiana del cuore.
Oh, ok. Io so che hai una piccola sorpresa
Sì,
prima di iniziare a chiacchierare un po'.
esatto. Allora volevo fare un piccolo regalo e cantare per voi una canzone francese che mi piace tanto. I wanted to sing for you something in French that I love very much. It is called Chanson triste, la canzone trista, però non è tanto trista perché è sopra una persona che è malata e alla fine dice che con l'amore, con la tenderezza, la tensione dell'altro, forse guarirà, si dice? I will heal with the love of with your love, you will take my head and put it on your knees and sing for me a lullaby. It's a very beautiful song, and I wanted to dedicate it to my friends in Italy, especially, who are having some troubles, for you all. It's a song from Duparc, and I have with me my pianist. He recorded it for me, the karaoke, and so I can sing it for you.
Thank you.
Wait 1 second to put some volume. Tell me if you hear. bravo to my pianist Todd Camburn for recording it for me. Thank you to him.
Very much for this, because I understand why you decided to give this precious, very precious thing about Italy and for Italy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Mary.
Okay, we can start with our a little bit.
That's it.
Yes, brava. Every person, brava, brava. Okay, and I want to ask you some question. And if the person want to write something and do the question, you can do it, and we respond.
Oh, Todd is here. It's my pianist and friend and really adventure partner, and he's here with us, and he heard. I hope I did well with your beautiful recording. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, and I want to ask you, when start your passion for the opera?
It started with my family because my both parents are musicians, and my mother is a violinist and my father is a conductor, and so we wanted to share music together, and so they took us always with. We have 4 kids, and my father always took us with them when he was away for a long time. That was the deal with my mom. So we were all together following them, and so I saw operas my whole life. And it was always already the kind of old school with the huge makeup, beautiful costumes. And when I was seeing all those divas, big divas at the end, Gruberova and all those women, I wanted to be them because I wanted to have also these dresses and the beautiful makeup. And so I was going home, and with my brothers and sisters, we were pretending to do our own staging. So I was putting some clothes on and doing this. And so it was always in me. And then I decided to try something different, and I tried other stuff like literature, philosophy, and then I came back to this because I couldn't escape it somehow.
Yes, you can escape to yourself, not for your
inner thing. Exactly.
Having your soul, no? And I want to ask, it's very incredible because I see a lot of video about your family, and because I write in the message. It's very incredible the power of the music in a family, in your family. It's very, very incredible because every person in your family do music, and wow.
Yes.
About this.
Yeah, we are very lucky because we can share this thing all together, and we have all the points of view because my brother Alessandro and Milena, my sister, are both very good horn players. And so we have the orchestra point of view. Sometimes, they speak about one conductor or one singer. And then we have Lorenzo, who is a conductor, and he has his point of view. And then there's me, who is the singer on stage. And so we can all have different ideas, different views on things. And sometimes we are like, oh, did you already work with this person? Yes, he's very good. Oh, yeah, I like him. So it's big joy, big sharing. And also luck, because it's not that my parents said you have to do opera or classical music. In the contrary, they were like, do what you want. Maybe you don't want to. Like my father was not so enthusiastic that I will be an opera singer. He was like, maybe you don't want to be, it's difficult and there are so many and la la la. And at the end, this is what I did, and all of us do, and it's really cool. I'm very lucky to have this chance, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that there are a very special atmosphere with the music, but I think that the music helps to the person to stay more strong, but stay more together, because music starts for stay together. And I think the time in your home that organized, I see the video that sing it, every member of the family sing. I think that
that was a big work because I'm the only official singer in the family. The other one just know how to sing, so we had to find because we have all mezzos. The three women are mezzos in my family somehow. And so we had to decide who will do the soprano. And I was like, no, I don't want to do the soprano. And my sister has high voice, so she did it. And so we have also two basses. So somebody had to do the tenor. And so it was like, okay, you do the tenor and I will sing the tenor with you. So I do it with chest voice, you do it with your head voice, and together it's one tenor. So it was very funny and very a long work. It was very cool. And yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing to be able to share in those moments. I recently wrote an article about that, because there's a big not fight, but there are two different positions on doing those live concerts, on recording music those days, because we are not paid. And it's some friends of mine, they don't want to do it because they say, yeah, I have lost all my job. I don't find the will to sing. I don't want to record. I don't want to do music without getting paid. And I think there's this mixed feelings between the worries and at the same time I think I feel the need to keep on singing somehow, and even if it's for free. Hi, Frances. And I think it's important to be able to keep on sharing and to keep on having an audience and to keep on singing, because if not, what do we do in 4 months? We are on stage and we are like, ah. I think for me it's important. Then everybody's different.
Yes, absolutely. And you speak about the worry, no, for this situation. And what do you think that after this situation, the theater will be different? Because you see that there are a lot of new channel, or change something, or for you, when finish the situation, will be totally normal?
No, there will be many differences. First of all, there will be many people who are not able to travel still. So casts will change, probably. Like, I think theaters will hire more people from their own countries. That's one thing, because then there's less trouble with traveling and probably being potential contagious. So that's one thing. Another thing is that the fees are going to drop, and it's already the case for me. Like, for instance, I received an email that next season some fees are already going down because theaters don't have money and they had a terrible season, so they need to compensate. And I understand that. Of course, it's natural. But I also think, like you say, that we will go to different platforms. Maybe now we realize that there are many tools we can use to keep on doing music in another way. I don't say that iPhone is the best solution, because quality, of course, is not so good. But I think what's very important is that we keep on exploring other possibilities in case something like this happens again, because it's possible. And I mean, Netflix, YouTube, all those platforms will probably now propose streaming about concerts, about culture, and this is good. This is good because we have the tools, so let's use them. And I think for a few months now, even if confinements will end in every country, we will still have problems to be all together in one room. So we need to find other ways to make recitals, just the two people, one camera, one good microphone, and we stream. And maybe that's the good possibility we have. I don't know. It's gonna change for sure. It's gonna change.
And but you think that this atmosphere, when you go in the theater, there are atmosphere. No, when you see in streaming, it's different. Do you think that you lost this?
I think now we have no choice, and probably for a long time now, until at least October, we won't have the choice. And the public maybe will be a bit scared to gather with so many other people. And we always hear there will be a second wave. So I think the beginning will be weird, but in the same time, I already know that many people will just jump out of their house to go to a theater and have a real live concert, because it's not the same. The good part about internet is that we can chat. I can chat with my audience, and I love to do that. This you cannot do in an opera stage. So that's one good side, that maybe those times is a good time for getting to know each other in another way. And then to meet for real with all this like months of talking, of sharing, of showing different things. And then you have a real concert live, and this is the most important because I miss it. I miss the stage. I miss the contact with the audience for real, and it's never the same with a live on TV, I think.
Yes, the humanity is the technology can be more important than the human contact. No, this is
No, I think so, but they cannot be that important, but they can be a very big help, I
yes,
think, in these moments when we have no other choice. And we are lucky because I can't imagine if this would happen 100 years ago, it would be completely stop the music for so many times, so many days and months, and this would be very, very horrible. So we are lucky. Yes.
yes, absolutely. Yes, and I think that we need to understand this, that we are very lucky and grateful because we are we don't have nothing, and there are persons that stay in the hospital, and we
Yes.
the person that believe is it's necessary that pray, and we need that we stay together. Every person
Yes.
stay. This is so important, I think.
Sure. That's also the message on the article I wrote about live music. It's we have to understand each position. We have to understand those who have lost the will to sing in the moments because they are worried, they are scared, they don't feel like, and it's fine. But we also have to understand the ones who really need and want to keep on singing and keep on sharing. And nobody should judge both. It's just understanding and compassion and love, and I think those values will help us to go through this.
Yes, absolutely.
John Fiore is there, he's an amazing conductor. Yes, me too. I can't wait to sing with Todd again and to see you both. They are
Yes.
good friends of mine. And this is a, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have my pianist on my phone, but it's not the same.
Yes, yes, sure. Okay, I want to ask you, you have a character that is special for you, character. I want to know which is your favorite opera and which is your favorite author. So Puccini, Verdi,
Composer.
composer, yeah.
Very difficult. Because sometimes the composers I love are not the ones I sing. Because for instance, I have a big love for Puccini and also, I don't know, there are so many, but I love Massenet and I don't sing them yet, but I really, really like them. To sing at the moment, it's Rossini. Rossini makes me so happy. You know, sometimes here in the confinement, if I feel a bit down, I just sing one Rossini aria and then I'm feeling good again, full of fresh energy and good mood. And I think Rossini has this power that, especially the famous ones like Italiana in Algeria or Barbiere. Italiana in Algeria is probably my favorite. And it has the power to, I mean, when you see on stage, you sing this role on stage and people are laughing. And this is such a good feeling to make people laugh and to give them a smile. And then when they go out, they are so happy. And they are, I mean, Puccini is fantastic. You cry, and when you go out, your makeup is all like this, and it's fine. But I think there's something with Rossini and also Mozart and Handel, and that gives you this energy, this you feel strong and you feel connected with the audience because it's like theater. You have so much answers and exchange with the audience. And yeah, Rossini is my favorite composer to sing at the moment. Of course, I will enjoy a lot later to do Saint-Saëns, Dalila, and Charlotte, and all those roles. But this is for later. And my favorite, what was the first one? The favorite character, it's Isabella from L'Italienne in Algeria, because she's such a strong woman, and at the same time she's smart and she's funny and she's not so nice. And I think it's so cool to play characters who are not just this nice girl, victim, who are like also maestros of their own fate. And I like that a lot. And Isabella is like this for me.
Okay, and there are a character that represent you so much that you think, okay, this is so I'm in the life. I think so Tosca, so
That Tosca would be my dream role if I would be a soprano. I'm so sad not to be just for this part. But I think Isabella is actually quite close to me because there is this, she's Isabella, Elisabetta, those strong women, but also sensitive and who have fun. And I'm someone who loves to have fun and to joke and to smile and to be positive. So I recognize myself in those ones, but I really enjoyed also acting like men, I did Stefano in La Scala, and having a sword and fighting and be like relaxed and cool and sporty. And it's also a part of me that I enjoy acting a lot.
how is for you seeing the man rule?
It's
Um,
cool.
because not is for every person, not is simple for a woman thinks so a man, and because are so different man and woman, no, so
Yes, yes. But I'm lucky because when I was young, when I was a teenage, I was always with boys because I found that girls annoying. You know, they were always interested in hairs and, well, that's a generality, but in my school, there were a lot like that and boys. And I was more like just sporty girl who doesn't care about how I look. And so I was quite masculine. And so for me, it's quite natural to act a boy. I just have to forget. It's difficult when just before you sing a very feminine role because you are all, you know, you have a different way to move, like even a different way to smile and a different way to move your hands. And when you are a boy, you cannot do like this, you know. All your posture has to be different, all your looks are different, the way you move. And one of my acting teacher always said, the girls, they walk, they show this advantage, and the boys, they have the, you know, they are more like this because they show this advantage. And this is a very clear image, but that works very well. So you have to completely switch off your femininity somehow. But when you are a mezzo, you act young boys, and young boys are in the search of their inner male. So it's okay to have some femininity a bit. So this is the very interesting balance to find. And what is hard for me as a girl is probably to kiss another girl on stage and have like this very physical contact with a woman. This is something I didn't yet experiment, but I'm not sure it will be so easy. Let's see. It's not, I don't care about it. I'm not used to it. So, you know, because there is the respect of the other body, and somehow it's easier with a man because I'm kind of used to it. But I don't know. Let's see how it works with a woman. When I will do Octavian, I will have to go to do this. So let's see.
is a little bit more strange, no, but
Yeah, it's strange, but I think it's okay.
yes, it's acting in the end.
It's acting. It's just, again, a way of touching, a way of kissing, a way of, that is, you know, you have to switch that you are not the girl in this moment, you are the boy. And that's, I'm looking forward to see how it will look like.
Yes, and the first way that you need to do a kiss, I don't know, a kiss with other artists. What do you think? The first way? I was
The
like,
first
oh,
time,
yes,
well, I was very lucky because he was very handsome, so it was really not hard to do it, I have to say. But sometimes you have to kiss someone who is like, you know, like sweating and, you know, not really like much older, or I don't know, this can happen. And these moments, or, you know, there are singers who are spitting a lot, and sometimes it is hard and you have just to, okay, you go for it. And some singers, some men are very shy, and but some others are not at all. And so, but at the moment, I was quite lucky so far. All the men I had to kiss on stage were quite handsome and sexy, so no worries. It still gives you a bit of oof, you know. It's the first time is still a first time, even if it's a colleague. It's weird, you know, like you don't really know each other, and then suddenly you kiss and you touch, and yeah, and then it can be nice.
okay. I want to ask you if there are a theater that is special for you, that when you go in this theater, you think this is home.
Yes, of course, it's probably the one I started in, like Lausanne, Opera of Lausanne. Give me my first four little roles. So, you know, I came here as a baby. Everybody was so friendly, and so that's like a bit of a home for me. Then there's Geneva because it was the next step, and I was in the ensemble with Mary Feminier, who is listening to us right now. And she's an amazing soprano, and I made a lot of friends. I know all the makeup department, all the technicians, and this is, and also there are theaters where I go every year, and then each year it's like going back home because you know, when you spend 2 months in one place, you know everyone, and because this is also my personality, I love to know the costume ladies, their names, who they are, and I speak a lot, you know, it's my thing. So I love to keep contact with those people. And so I would say Lucerne also, I went a lot. And now in the Scala also, I had a feeling of being home. People were so kind, you know, like Italian people, like, oh, you need something, do you want some water, do you want some, they're always in the helping you, in the caring for you. And this is something I really enjoyed a lot. So Strasbourg also, I went there 2 times. I will go next year. So yeah, there are many actually. Actually, I can't think of any house where I didn't feel at home at the end, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
I'm lucky maybe, but so far so good.
And how do you deal with a new role?
I learn it in advance enough to be comfortable. I already sing it at home through several times to be sure that I can do it, because don't want to have the bad surprise that, oh my God, I can't. And then I like the fact that when you start a new role, you somehow in the beginning, it's hard to appropriate this role.
Mm-hmm.
You are like, you discover, it's like meeting someone. You don't know this person yet. And especially because the stage director has a very precise view on this character. And so you have to, sometimes I work on a role and I have a very good idea of this person in this character. Then I arrive and the stage director has a completely other idea of it. And so this is not so easy, because you have to say, okay, I forget everything I had in my mind to go to his mind. And this is so interesting, because after a few weeks, you start to feel it growing inside of you. It's so interesting. It's like having a baby somehow. Yeah, it's growing, and one day you suddenly find a good gesture that fits this character, or one intonation in the sentence, in the voice, in the colors. And I think this is very, very interesting to explore. This is what I love with opera, that you have to get this character born inside of you. And I like it a lot.
It's so psychological, no?
Yeah.
Psychological study a new role, because you see you and your character, but not it's false, not is true, not is real, but it's real. It's so
Yes.
strange.
Yes, it's I think it's very interesting to find the balance between being yourself and being this character. And sometimes you just completely forget yourself, and you need to completely forget about yourself when it's a character that is completely deep. I had to play Mrs. Groves in Turn of the Screw. She's this old babysitter somehow, and she's English, and so I was very Italian in my way to care of children, like la la la. And the stage director was like, you did too much things, like she's a British woman, she's not at all gonna be so warm, and oh, you didn't put your veil, she's much more weak. So I had to completely forget all about my instinct, my way of expression, and get into this character's personality and story. And what helps a lot is to think, where does this character come from? Like, what is his story? What did he do just before he came on stage? What is the day? What is the light of the day? What is his family like? You know, you have to build the whole thing to make it believable. And so I love this exercise, really. That's why it's harder for me to revival, because when you do a revival, you have only 5 days before you can, 3 or 5 days in total. And in 5 days, it's very hard to create a complete new character. So I have much more trouble with revivals to feel comfortable with my character than with 1 month of work, of course.
Yes.
But it's a good training.
Yes, you need to change, to need to do very smart, no?
Yeah, exactly. You have to be quick and decide very quickly the like with a brush, you know, when you paint, like big lines, and
Yes.
that's it.
And which opera you recommend to the person that start to the opera? For example, to the young that I never go, I never see a opera. What do you think? Which opera I think that it's perfect?
Hola, Miguel. I think very important for me is not obligatory the opera, but it's the staging. I have many friends who are from the metal scene or completely, they know nothing about opera. And I always wait to see how will be the staging before I recommend it. So, for instance, I had a very, very amazing Faust in Lausanne with an amazing staging, like cinema staging. And so I invited a lot of friends to go to. I would not recommend Faust for a beginner, but because the staging was so amazing, it made sense and everybody loved it. Also, Manon, we did with Olivier P, was very visually amazing and the music is beautiful. But of course, you are safer with a Barbiere or a Così fan tutte, but Barbiere maybe it's one of the easiest opera to start with because you laugh, you don't see the time going, and usually stagings are very, very good. So I would probably recommend Barbiere.
Okay. And if you need to use 5 words for speak about you, which 5 words you would use to define yourself?
I would ask my friends who are watching, what would you say, Mary and Todd and Jesse? What would you say to define myself in 5 words? Oh my God. I would say spontaneous. Comment on dit? Determined. I'm Taurus, so I go forward always. Also, thank you. Generous, maybe, yes. I love people. That's my thing. I really love people, and I'm interested in sharing a lot. Impatient, maybe also. Dynamic, yes. I'm active. I'm super active. And impatient, I have no patience. Super positive, that's true. Also, thank you, friends. Oh my God, now I'm like
a lot of friends write you because what? Yes,
God, guys, you make me blush now. But
you have good friends because I think
yes.
yesterday or today do this question to Eleonora Burato, a very good friends, and write other friends very very bad words and
Oh my God!
but
I have friends and they are too nice with me right now. Yes, that's funny. That's funny. So sense of humor, I love humor. This is my French part. Joking is so important. Smart, I hope, but it depends on what. I'm terrible with mathematics, for instance. Taurus friends, great. And fearless and playful, yes, also that's possible. Playful depends on with whom, but sometimes I am. Fearless, I don't know, but it's going with the Taurus, like always going forward.
it's true, it's true. I have one of my best friend that it's Toro and it's the same.
I think we share all with Taurus. We share the love of people. I love to gather people. When I enter a production, I will always organize dinners and events together to be all together.
Oh wow, it's so beautiful. And I want to ask you, if you want to decide for technique or heart, for you, which is more important?
I think we can't choose. I think it's very important to have both because you cannot give emotions if you don't have a good technique, because you are limited. If you don't have a good technique, you can't express what you would like to express. Even now, I think my technique is quite stable, but I miss some tricks still to do the effects I would like to give to make a very pianissimo in this high note, and I'm looking for it still. I'm searching, but I think it's a big mistake to think it's possible to give emotions. It's possible without technique. And if I had to choose, I mean, from public point of view, I would always privilege the emotion, of course. But I think you need technique to give emotions. Then I have to say, from my point of view, nowadays maybe it's becoming a bit boring to go to the opera, because everything is so about technique and stable and loud, and we miss colors, we miss personalities, we miss the identity of the singer, because everything is clean, I would say. And I am, for instance, a big fan of Hermonella Jao and all those kind of artists who are maybe less perfect technically sometimes, but you feel so many things. So in an audience point of view, I choose emotion. As a singer, I would say both, because I can't give what I want as an emotion without a good technique. And yes, I think Martine is very right. Being a good actress is super important as well. But again, should not overcome the fact that you know what you're doing when you're singing. So it's a big, the three of them are so important, I think.
Yes, and if you don't have technique, no, you are worried to the note and
yeah,
you,
and you
the emotion, because you are okay.
Exactly.
The note.
Yeah.
Yes, and what advice you can give for the young that want to be an opera singer?
I want to say that you are never too old, first of all, because I was told that so many times. When I started, I was 25, and many people tried to discourage me and say, you are too old, you should stop, it's too late. So there is no age. I think it's stupid. There is, in fact, it's true, but you have to trust yourself. You have to find a very good teacher who will teach you technique. And that means you sing for 2 or 3 years, and if you start to feel tired, if you have pain after the lesson, it means it's not a good teacher, or it's just not a good teacher for you, because there are many different kind of teaching techniques. There are many different techniques and teachers and styles, and you have to find the right one for you. That's so important. And then listen to your inner voice, because many people will have advices you don't know, like you are soprano, you are a mezzo, no, you should sing this repertoire, no, that repertoire. Just listen to yourself, because you know what's best for you, you know what makes you feel secured, where you feel good, and just follow your instinct and your good teacher. That's my 2 advices at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. I want to ask you the last question, and is what is the most important lesson that the music have learned you?
What I have learned from the music, many. I think it teaches me that you cannot reach a good level without discipline, because I had no discipline. I was like, I'm bored, doing something else. So discipline, also that you can connect with many people who are completely different from you, thanks to music, because it's a language that has no borders. This is one of my most important message always. It's that music has no borders, and we should not have walls, even in our head, with music. And I think also humility, because even if you work hard, even if it's like right now, I feel very humble, because I cannot do, like, I'm not, how to say, in control of everything. And this is something sometimes your voice teaches you. You can have a big technique and be super ready, and just sometimes you are tired and you didn't listen to yourself, you overpushed, and then the next morning you have no more voice and you are super worried. And so I would say also to listen to yourself a lot, to listen to your body, to listen to your voice, to take care of it, like you would take care of a violin. because it's so precious, it's so small, and you have to sometimes say, okay, too much, now I stop. Oh, today I should not sing. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. All right. You know, these things I learned, those recent days, I learned a lot.
Yes, I want to say thank you. I know that there are another
Yes, another little surprise. And for that, I will ask my friend Gustavo. I think now my followers starts to know him because every week we do one little concert. He's a very nice Mexican musician. He plays guitar, the lute, the archilute, and many other instruments with the strings. And he has accepted to sing with me, to accompany me for one song for Italians friends, because OperaLife Italy. And it's a song that my nonna used to sing to me before I sleep. It is called Fa la Nanna. And one day I did a workshop in Italy, and Lorenzo Regazzo, who is a very famous bass for Rossini, mainly Rossini, told me, hey, I would like you to sing one folk song from Venezia that I found. Maybe you want to sing it for the concert. We had 2 concerts. And I look at the scores, and this is exactly the lullaby my nonna used to sing to me. So I was so moved. And my nonna is still alive. She's 94. She's surviving through the coronavirus so far. And this is a bit also a song for her right now. So we welcome Gustavo.
Hello.
Yay! Let's try to fit together. Yeah.
Okay. There's enough place for
Yes.
both of us.
So this is Gustavo. That was for you. Voilà.
Grazie, grazie di cuore. And I want to say you that this song sing my grandma.
Also.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I won't cry. Okay, no, stop. Okay, no, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for everyone who watched. And I wish all of you to stay strong and positive through these tough times, and let's stay together with the music.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
E ciao.